Good morning, team. It is Tuesday, January 24th. I'm Amy Corr, and I'm here with Kevin Van Neck, and we are out of our Goose Island studio. We are excited to see you this morning. We've got a great topic as we are rolling into, the third, fourth week of January. And as we had talked about it, kind of getting the nerves out and getting warmed up. So grab your cup of coffee, your tea. If it's the new year, you might be doing lemon water or a power smoothie. Whatever it may be, let's jump into the next episode of Coffee with Amy and Kevin.
Sounds good. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm sticking with coffee for this year. No change for me to a power smoothie or whatever it is. I think, though, today, Amy's right. It's a great topic. We talked about getting into the new year, and some of us I know transitioning, whether it's from the holidays or just taking a break, it could be a little rough getting back in. What we're going to talk about is how we can make it easier in 3 ways, starting with mindset and then talking a little bit about scheduling and how we can control our business rather than the opposite, where our business controls us.
Yeah, well, I don't know where you might be viewing coffee this morning, but we've had some kind of dreary weather, right? Like the last week or so. So I am really trying to kind of motivate and get myself ready. And so the first topic that we do want to talk about is motivation and really kind of your vision for what 2023 is going to look like for you. And I know a couple weeks ago, I shared some of my words with you. The first was, believe it or not, I struggle with being present a lot of times with where I'm at and really focusing on those individuals. So that was one of my words for the year. And then it was also finding joy, kind of just finding joy in lots of little things, even sometimes the stuff that we don't always like, but just finding the good stuff. Because I think sometimes it's easy to focus on the negative. So I really want to find joy in some of those little things and those little moments. So Kevin, I need you to hold my mug for me though.
Okay, got it.
Because I went to step 2. I decided to come up with my words, but then I got a little crazy last night and I decided to make my full-blown vision board. Yes.
This looks like it was professionally done.
Well, in Canva, so you all can do this too. And you might be laughing at me because I know Kevin is inside. But if you are anything like me, these vision boards are so awesome. Like at first I thought, I got to do this. But I really enjoyed it. And so I'm just going to share with you really quickly, Kevin, so you can see what my vision is for this year. And he's going to have to try and hold me accountable.
Great.
All right, so up in the top left-hand corner, which is where I need to start, I focused on love for my relationship and my family. I realize I do go a million miles an hour, and sometimes I don't give it enough energy. So I'm going to focus on making sure that it takes work and putting the work in, and then also recognizing that the work is worth it, because sometimes we aren't always sure of that, right? So that's my love corner. Then you can see my word of joy, and that is finding joy in every day. I have a picture of the Michigan sunset, which does give me joy whenever I see it.
Love that.
Yes, and then over here I've got change. I tell myself this every year, I'm going to change, my diet, my workout. So I've got some pictures, but it also is a reminder that it takes grit, it takes sweat, it takes pain, and it takes, Amy, no excuses, right?
Yeah,
right, Kevin?
Right, that's right.
When were you on your Peloton last?
Earlier this week.
Oh, look at him.
It's been a couple of days,
Awesome.
3 days.
Overachieving. And then down here I've got taking or being present takes practice. So reminding myself that it's okay if I blow it a few hundred times, that eventually I'll get to it.
Yes.
And then kind of my last corner and my most favorite, because this is truly what gets me through life, is friendship. And I say here that friendship is free therapy. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you to all of you for that. It's a no judgment zone, and it brings a lot of laughter. So for me, it's like when I'm feeling down, sort of this friendship piece always picks me up. So this was really deep for me to share all of this with all of you,
cool.
But if it motivates you in any way, you don't have to do a full-blown vision board. It's encouraged, but not required, Kevin. But just what are your words? What are you thinking about? What's going to motivate you as you move into next year? Because I know for me, as I plaster this in a couple of different spots, it's going to be my anchor. I'm really, a visual person, and I really do, need sometimes these reminders, because it's easy in January when the year starts. Come talk to me in July when I'm still struggling to be present. So, a goal for all of you, do what you can to start figuring out what my anchor is going to be for my vision, what 2023 is going to look for or look like for me. And then, it'll get you ready with the right mindset.
It's super cool. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
I think that it is,
His is coming in,
Amy's
what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, but let's not set a time frame on it.
Do we have your word yet?
Let's just roll. I have a phrase now. I know where I want to go with it. Which is essentially, I'll share that. It is, I was listening to a podcast about success and all these things. It's Gary Vee, if you're familiar, Gary Vaynerchuk. And he talked about how he wants to change the entire perspective of success in the world from money or things or tangible, the materialistic side. Success is waking up and feeling good. Mm-hmm. Waking up and excited to wake up and go about your day, whether it's work or vacation, whatever you're doing that day, is that no matter what it is, you wake up and you feel good. Awesome. So that's it's not a singular word yet. So I'll get back to you on that.
Waking up and feeling good.
Waking up feeling good.
There you go. Waking up feeling good.
Yeah. So
we can work with that.
But there's research behind the vision board. Amy says that I joke, but in reality, it is this ability to vision. We've talked about it many times over the years. So I think that's super cool.
Thanks.
So thanks for sharing.
Yeah, my 15-year-old was glancing over my shoulder looking at it, and she actually gave it a thumbs up. I was waiting for the this is so lame, Mom.
Right.
Yeah, she didn't mind it. Maybe she liked the pictures of herself in there. Who knows?
Oh, that's cool. You chose the right ones.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So then number 2 then is let's talk about your weekly schedule. And I think this is a big deal because, we said that a lot of times our business runs us versus us running our business. And it's tough because we have clients, and of course we need to be available, and we need to be available to meet or talk on the phone at all these different times. But we need to also take time for ourselves and work on our business versus in our business. And it's like anything. If you don't schedule something, you're likely to push it off, just not do it. So we know that there are certain things that are really, really important for our business, like prospecting, just client outreach in general. Mm-hmm. Writing handwritten notes, making calls, checking in, doing annual real estate reviews, all of these task outreach type events that lead to referrals and business. Mm-hmm. And so whether you're new in the business or whether you're experienced, what we're presenting is a perfect week. And we talk about the perfect week in Ninja. You can find other systems out there that talk about the perfect week too, but basically it is a template that you use. Mm-hmm. And again, based on your experience level, you might modify it, adjust it when you do certain things. But it really is scheduling time for those key activities, the vital few activities that you need to do to make sure you're always moving forward and taking time for yourself. So whether it's going to the gym, running at home on the Peloton, or biking, or whatever it is, taking time with your family, scheduling it is going to make it at least more likely you will do it because you have time blocked out for it. So you'll see in the email or in the copy underneath the video today, you'll see links where you can download everything we're talking about, from the perfect week to what Amy's going to go into in just a moment, where we talk on a larger scale in terms of monthly and annually.
Yeah, I love it. I love the perfect week. I've been talking with a lot of agents about it because coming out of January feeling disorganized and seeing it actually really kind of brings some calm to them because they feel like, okay, this is step one in creating some structure and some management of the madness and kind of the unknown, right? Yeah. So yeah,
and
definitely.
With that, I think what's interesting, how we talk about, I don't know if we've talked about it on coffee, but a lot of times the people that get the most done are the ones that are the most busy.
Yep.
So if your schedule's not full and you don't have appointments, what do you end up doing? You spend an hour on Instagram.
Yes.
Doing nothing.
Yes.
So if
Buying
you have
things you shouldn't.
Yeah. Shopping. Yes. Next 10 Amazon packages show up the next day. So I think the idea with this too is to make sure that if you don't have anything else in your calendar, you are taking the time to do these business building activities or personal time.
Fill it up, right? Yeah, I love it. And then our last number 3 thing that we kind of just want you to focus on is it's January right now. You're going to blink and it's going to be November. It just is the way that it goes, right? We want you to focus on calendaring the big things. I've been talking with a lot of agents, this year as we're looking into 2023, they're looking at their marketing budgets, what they want to spend, how they want to focus on their clients. A lot of them are talking about doing client appreciation parties or doing something where they're inviting clients to a coffee shop or to an ice cream shop. They're talking about wanting to do pop buys throughout the year to make sure to get in front of clients. These are all great. Here's what happens. If you don't plan it and calendar it now, it doesn't happen, or you're scrambling at the last minute. You know, March is going to be here before we know it. I already have agents who want to do pop buys in March. So we're going to attach in this email as well the 32 touch plan. And really what it helps you do is calendar the most important things that you need to do to stay in front of your sphere of influence. And the concept behind it is that you get in front of your clients 32 times throughout the year, which might sound overwhelming, but the first two steps are some of the set it and forget it programs that you can set up. Like if you do a direct mail program, set it and forget it to your people. If you've got an e-campaign or an e-program, an electronic monthly newsletter that goes out, just getting that and setting it and forgetting it. But it's the bigger things, it's the intentional outreach that you really need to calendar ahead of time so that you can budget for it, and then you can make sure that you actually execute it and you're not scrambling last minute. So we're going to show that to you as a suggestion. I mean, I never scramble.
I'm laughing because this happens to everybody, right?
Yes, totally. And you're still going to be scrambling, but if we can help you with just a couple of these things to think about now, start laying out the foundation and the groundwork for this year and some of the things that you want to do, because half the battle is the planning, so you can prepare for the execution. So we've got that attached for you this morning as well.
That's super cool. One thing, I know we do this all the time, like whatever, in general, people do this. You want to plan a great client appreciation party. You do nothing till the last minute, and then because everything's last minute, it doesn't have the same impact that it could have had if you had scheduled it earlier or planned for it. So hopefully what we're providing will help you do that, whether it's on a weekly basis or, like Amy's talking about, a 32 touch plan, along with calendarizing the big things.
Yeah, and that vision board.
The vision board.
Yeah.
Remind me about that next week, please.
Yes.
Awesome.
Will do. Well, thank you all. We really appreciate your time. We hope you make it a great Tuesday. And until we see you next week, remember, you got this.